All right. Well, looks like we missed quite a bit of this game. Um, I'm not too sure how much was missed because the stream went offline for some reason. I'll try to cast this again. Not again, what I mean is like from this point onwards. So basically, just to go through here, um, we have a Britain versus Japanese game, and Japanese went early pressure with men at arms and archers against SS, which is Britain's. Britain's had a forward gold here, the main gold. So SS had to go back and make his wood and gold mining here, along with stone walls in feudal age. Berries were denied about 280 food by a leader with his initial feudal rush. SS went into Castle Age earlier, started making archers. Leader went into Castle Age after, started making skirms, and then dropped a castle. While dropping the castle, he lost about 10 wills, I think. He lost a lot of wills on that castle because he didn't have the skirms going forward. However, once he did drop the castle, he started attacking the TC, the main TC of SS, and then the the other buildings here, the ranges and this and that. SS tried to counter it with his archers, with his light cav, but he lost a lot of archers on there. So at this point in the game, basically the pressure was going on SS. Leader was taking out the TC. SS was collecting some stone here, and now he is without a TC. SS is without a TC, but with a castle in um, in leader's base with his he's farming his farms. So it's like a base trade here. Um, very interesting game. I'm loving casting this, but unfortunately I missed a lot of a lot of the stream didn't go through onto YouTube. But anyways, here we go. We'll start. Um, SS is putting some unbelievable comeback pressure here, and I don't know how the game ends here, but SS Eco sort of bounced back. Leader is down to 48 wills, SS is up to 42 wills without a TC, and he is basically trying to take all the res from um, is trying to take the res from leader's base here, but I mean, it's a good push. It's just that I don't see how he can sustain it for very long without a TC. It's just an attempt to sort of push back at his home base and try and take advantage of it. GG is called, and rightly so. But there was some fight put up by SS on this. Um, I don't know if the stream I was doing earlier caught this. I was analyzing how Britons can play against Japanese. To me, Japanese is an infantry civ, of course, a naval and infantry civ. So Britons should be a better civ in this matchup, a stronger civ. But I feel that SS did not mass archers in feudal age. I think he should have massed archers in feudal age uh, and go a bit later in the castle age. That way, he has a mass of archers. As soon as you hit the castle age, you go bodkin and crossbow, and you will be able to counter the scrum play from leader. You'll be able to counter it because he will not be able to mass that many skirms. With the addition of a couple light calves, you can counter the skirms. So the key for me was in this game, if SS went a lot of archers in in feudal age, mass them and keep them. Don't lose them. Harass him with it, get fletching, harass the woodline maybe, and if he comes with skirms or comes with his own crossbows, well, good, because yours are better, and you will force him to go into skirms in feudal age. And if he goes into skirms in feudal age, his castle age will be delayed even further. So what you want to do as Britons against Japanese is to mass as many archers as you can um, in feudal age. um, a bit unlucky for SS because his gold was forward and it was castled, so he couldn't take his main gold, so that really hurt him. The drush from uh, uh, leader was also a good one. However, I feel that if SS went like 2021 pop into archers, he would counter that easily. Um, and that would sort of push back at Japanese. uh, from putting pressure and dropping a castle. So I think that's where SS could have done better, I think personally, with fletching, and then immediately as soon as you go into early castle age, go for botkin and crossbow. Throughout the game, only at one point when SS came to Japanese town, he had a good mass of archers. Other than that, his archer mass was not there that you need to actually push back the enemy. Nevertheless, a good hold from SS to come back and drop a castle here and try to push him back. But with Imp and Trebs coming out, it was very tough to go from here. We'll move on to the next game quickly. I believe the second game was Arena. Yep, that's it. We'll go into Arena now. Alright, we got Leader versus SS in Arena, Teutons versus Goths. This could be a fun matchup because Teutons barrack units and stable units get an extra armor in Castle Age and an extra armor in Imperial Age. So they have +2 armor. And Goths in Arena for SS, of course, it's his best save. He knows how to play that thing very good. But if played right, I think Teutons should come on top in this. Um, they should come on top. I mean, if you talk about only the Civ matchup, Teutons are a stronger Civ in that sense. But Gods, once they boom and they can mass and they can spam, it could get really tough for Teutons. Um, One on one, of course, the Teuton um, knights or paladins or cavalier are very strong with the +2 armor. Early loom from SS. I normally don't take loom on arena until later on in the game, but that's fine. Um, Gods obviously needs to get to Castle Age or even Imp and boom and start getting to that spam of champions in this case, or halberdiers maybe, because Teutons is mainly um, um, a cavalry civ, but also their infantry is very strong. So infantry and siege. So maybe for later, it's a good play to go siege and helps or champion and try and push in early castle age, because once you let gods go up faster into imperial and you try and push them at that point, they can just spam bigger numbers than you. Even though you have the better quality of the champions and the helps, you still can't match the numbers. So just the sheer numbers of gods is the key here that you need to stop. So in my opinion, I think Teuton's definitely better civ on arena in terms of their. Um, Actually, let me take that back. Teutons is not very good on arena. They are a very good civ against gods, but arena gives an unusual advantage to gods, and that's stone walls. Gods don't get stone walls; they only get palisade walls. So arena is a very good civ in that sense that you start with stone walls for gods, and that's right there. That's the advantage they have. They can keep in their base and grow. For example, if this game was an Arabia game, you could harass gods in feudal age early and push their eco back for them not to be able to go in and become, boom that fast and um, start doing that spam that they normally do. So I feel that for Teutons in this matchup, they need to go early aggression. Maybe a castle drop um, into knights. Let's see. Maybe I'll forward this a little bit just to go through the early feudal age, because I don't expect much of an action here. Maybe just a scout war, but even then, that's not happening. I'll slow down just a little bit. So already SS is asking me to show what each player can see, so we'll do that. So there's a scouting here from both players. So we have SS going into feudal age now. Leader is already in feudal age. He is on stone with 2 wills here. We'll go normal speed. Let's go one player at a time, so that way we can switch back and forth to each player what they can see. So this is the point of view of leader. Scout war going on here. SS is very close to going up into castle age. And let's go and check his point of view. That's what SS sees. He's not on stone at the moment. He's gold. Market with 3 villagers here. He delayed his castle age a bit. SS, I'm not sure why. He had the food earlier to go into castle age, but I think he made more villagers. Yeah, he made a lot of villagers. He's making a lot of villagers in castle age. Scout cavalry. Okay, no upgrades on the scout, so let's see. I mean, both players are going into castle age now. Yeah, queued them, but I think, okay, yeah, you clicked up now. I think you were waiting for the blacksmith to go up. Yeah, that's it. So villagers going out now from leader to go and drop the castle. I'm gonna go into full mode for now. Leader is leading away. SS is scout. SS has walled here so that if the castle drop comes in and the wall falls, he can wall up on this side, and he should still be able to secure his base. That's always a good thing to do in arena. That castle is way too behind. I think it should be right up against a wall and he can deny the stone. So maybe right in front here or here. Nevertheless, the castle is coming up. SS neutral gold is in the front. SS drop in his own castle now. Let me just take a look here if SS sees this. He doesn't really see that, I believe. Hold on a second. Yeah, he can. He sees that. He sees the castle. Yeah, that's it. He saw the castle, that's why he went up in a counter castle. Teutonic Knights coming in, and he lost them all. He's losing all his Teutonic Knights. He just lost 2 of his Teutonic Knights along with that's leader, along with his an attempt to wall up behind in front of the castle. That is because he doesn't have the gods don't have I forgot the text name. Murder holes. Yeah, they don't have murder holes, so he doesn't want the military to come in the front. He can make these walls and avoid the military from coming in front and attacking the castle. But it's not an automatic. It's not an automatic upgrade. That's what I mean. Like right now, you don't have murder holes, I think, because there's no university. TC going up. Going archery ranges. That's a very good move because probably that's the only thing that counters the infantry from Teutons. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Teutons get it automatically, but gods don't, so you have to research that. Still, I think you don't really need it because you're pretty walled up here, and your main gold is in the back untouched, and you're going archery ranges. That's a perfect play against Teutons, I think. Cav archers, even better. Mobile units. You can counter the cavalry, you can counter the infantry. In terms of what leader should be doing here, I think he should be playing maybe... He has to play a mobile unit at least. So maybe play Cavalier and Skirm. Leader doesn't have any other production buildings behind him. He only has a castle up. The will count is 32 to 37, so SS is definitely ahead of that. I think SS can range these wills. I'm not too sure. He might be able to range these wills. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he can range these wills, right? Yeah, he can. He doesn't need to come out. He can just range the wills from here. Wow, a lot of wills being lost here by leader to make up this castle. The question is he gonna be able to... Is he gonna be able to do it? So those Teutonic Knights bought him some time. Yeah, this castle might go up. And Teutons have murder holes. Oh wait. This castle won't go up. This castle won't go up. Big game-changing point here. There's a lot of stone invested, and I don't think leader can bring this castle up now. This stone is wasted. Siege workshop coming up from Teutons. SS walling this castle in so that he can't build it after. I mean, this castle was denied at what, 82%, almost up. Leader coming out with more villagers to make sure that castle goes up, but I don't think that castle will go up. He needs to abandon that. He still has enough. No, he doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, leader shouldn't be engaging here. He should pull back and make more siege maybe. And skirms. As soon as you see these cav archers, you should be making skirms. Do you have a archery range? You don't. So leader is trying to just go sneak around and make this castle. I mean, he can attempt it. It's just that there are walls here. He won't be able to do it. He's gonna lose all these villagers here. That'll be GG, I think. I mean, there's a will difference here, quite a bit. Going around. Counterplay from the mangonel. SS losing a lot of his cav archers here. Oh, this might go up now. Hold on. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell because there's only one villager working on it. SS taking out that mangonel with his villagers, trying to micro away from the castle as well as from the castle goes up. Ah, that was clutch. But to be honest, this castle is really just denying some archery ranges. Not really denying a lot of any resource here, other than the neutral gold outside maybe. I mean, it's a good map control castle. Excuse me. Counter castle coming up from SS. Yeah, it's the eco is pretty much untouched from this castle other than some wood line here, but the production buildings are getting affected. And behind this leader's economy is quite fragile. He's really just depending on stone and castles to counter, not really counter, to put pressure on SS. He has the map control. Maybe he can go for relics as well. SS is inching towards the resources that he needs for Imperial Age. If he can get to Imperial Age quicker, then another castle is coming up here. That will deny the neutral gold, the TC here, the wood line. So, but the thing is, if see, SS is almost imp, so he's inching towards imp. He's gonna go imp and take out some traps from these two castles and take them down. And once they're down, leader doesn't really have anything behind him. He needs to pump out those wills while he's putting this pressure and make sure that he can go imp and counter trap, you know. But right now he's way behind. He has no villagers on gold. All he's doing is trying to put pressure with castles. SS at 66 wills, that's a 16 will difference here. Leader has the map control, but I think 3 castles is a bit much. I think he already started putting a lot of pressure with his first castle. He shouldn't be going for a second castle in my opinion. He should pull back. He has the map control, take the relics, go imp and make your strongest unit, maybe the paladin. And the paladin on arena from Teutons is very strong because the mobility is not much needed here. I mean, yes, you have to run around so you don't get husbandry, but still you see he's investing everything in the castles here in the front, and that's, I mean, these are 5 wills going in. They're gonna die. Yikes. Okay, he lost 1 will. But these wills are in the range too. These wills are in the range. SS's castle can range these vills here and kill them. I don't think he's paying attention to that, but that's definitely a doable thing. He can deny this castle. He's an imp. There you go. He's an imp, and traps should be popping out now. Yeah, that's it. But leader abandoned that castle now, seeing that SS was in is in Imperial Age, but he should respect that, right? Because I mean, the only pressure you're putting is really to buildings. You're not denying many resources here. You're not destroying his economy. He's smoothly building up towards Imperial Age. You have 67 villagers to 55. Not a huge difference, but you have invested way too much in these castles, and you have lost so many villagers. Look at the KD here, killing 9 vills to losing 22 vills. Same thing happened in Arabia. Leader lost way too many vills, and he almost got pushed back with that castle drop. He was, he's losing way too many vills with these castle drops. You don't need to go all in on a castle drop and lose 10 vills or 6 vills or 8 vills that early in the game. Make a defensive castle, play a bit of a longer game, and you have a stronger civilization. You can tech into paladin, you can tech into infantry, you have the map control, go for relics. But this is GG right here because of the imp timing. Leader is going into imp now, but by the time he reaches there, these castles will be down, and there'll be nothing behind it. Yeah, leader has put himself in a very tough position here by doing this. One castle maybe a second one a bit behind here to control the res, but not a third and a fourth. That you're not really denying anything. There's no resources in the front that you're denying other than a neutral gold, and stone was already taken. So there you go. The castles are down, and the pushback from SS will probably be sufficient to win this game. Leader's going to Scorpions, but SS can easily go into Hustrels, maybe with his 2 castles, and plenty of resources, plenty of eco behind this. 86 vills, 2,600 score to 6,200 score. I mean, this is a GG long time ago. As soon as SS went imp, there's only 1 on food, 21 on wood, 18 on gold for leader. So he's trying to get into the siege now, but I think Hustrels should be able to counter that. Yeah, batter's coming up from SS. Gonna start pumping out those Hearth Scrolls, I think. Yeah, that's a bad engagement for SS though. He should pull away from that. I think he's trying to buy time for his traps to take down some stuff. More siege workshops coming up from leader. Scorpions is not a bad play, but I would like to see how Hustrels do against siege. They have a lot of pierce armor, so they should do better against the Scorpion play. Leader should definitely go into heavy Scorpion here, but he doesn't have the res yet. Still, the economy is twice for SS versus versus leader. A lot of bears coming up, and then I think he's going to delete his walls and he's going to start pumping out a bunch of Huskers or champions or helps, whatever it takes. Yeah, look at the resources, look at the economy. 60 wills to 100 wills, huge difference in score. Leader is just waiting to see how it happens, how it ends. There's nothing really left to to fight for here for leader. I mean, he has 5 scorpions. Well, 8 scorpions, 7 scorpions. From 1 to 3 siege workshops. He has gone heavy scorpion now. But I think the spam of Huskers is just gonna be overwhelming. Yeah, there you go. Blast furnace coming in, the last upgrade for the attack upgrade. SS is taking his time. Another castle coming up from leader, but here comes the Huskrels. That's it, is game over. Are these elite yet? They're regular Huskrels, but they have a lot of pierce armor. They have full upgrades, and it's GG. I mean, it was GG for me. It was GG like as soon as the castles went down. It was GG because just the sheer economy difference. Castle coming in locally here, but these Huskrels get attack upgrades, special bonus against buildings, so they will not have an issue taking down this castle. SS not going all in yet. He's gonna wait and see if Shahnawaz leader has a counter, which he doesn't, other than the castle. 3 scorpions coming up. This was, to me, leader definitely had a better save in this case, but I think he played it poorly. Castle drop for Teutons is really not the best play in my opinion because their castles are more, they're stronger as defensive castles. So if he made it behind and controlled the map, control the stone, the gold, and maybe drop one castle closer to the gate just to, you know, put some pressure and focus SS's attention on that castle was enough. To drop 4 castles and lose in the process over 20 wills is just not good. Even in the Arabia game, he lost a lot of villagers putting that castle down. That was the reason why SS was able to counterattack and go back and drop another castle. I don't think that's a good play. You all in on castle drops, you gotta end the game in Castle Age. You gotta invest everything in Castle Age. Make the rams, make the petards, make skirms to counter the cav archers. Yeah, this is quite a bit of GG because I know leader is trying to hold on and trying to find a play here. Maybe he can sneak in some Husker kills with his scorpions. He does have scorpions. But the map control is with SS, the economy is with SS. The score tells the story, to be honest. Here comes the castle drop from SS now. Maybe a last hurrah from leader. He doesn't have chemistry yet. There is more HP on these scorpions, so they'll be tougher to kill, but they're still dying. Yeah, they're still dying to the castle fire. Traps coming out, but SS has 4 traps of his own. That's a slow push from SS, coming in strong. I think he should break the door, going with Husk Drills. There's so many resources he has. All he needs to do is just spam Husk Drills and take out everything. There's no, there's nothing that leader has at this point that can counter that many Husk Drills. You can literally spam elite Husk Drill and just take out everything. Yeah, that's GG. It was very well played by SS. He took the pressure of 3 to 4 castle drops, um, and went imp. That was a very well played game. Um, he knew he had a good late game civ, SS Goths, but Teutons is not a bad civ. They counter Goths if you go infantry on infantry, or even cavalry. The extra two armor on their cavalry is so strong that the halberdiers or pikes will take forever to counter them. Um, SS had to absorb the pressure and go imp and counter those castles. I mean, amazing play from SS. There was some pressure from leader in the front, but I think he sort of got carried away with that because he was on stone. He saw that he can drop a second castle. He wanted to go in very strong, um, but it sort of counterplays, right? When you lose so many wills to a castle drop, so you sort of just give away your advantage, right? Um, it's like you in seep we say you give you show uh, you show your 10, and then the other player just takes a seep of that 10. You say sort of, have those points in the card game, but you have given away the same amount of points to the other player when he sweeps it, right? Those who play sweep would understand what I mean. When you go for a castle drop and you lose 10 villagers or 20 villagers, that castle is worthless because you just lost 20 wills to it. Oh, the Scorpions took out the Huskrulls in the meantime. There could be a pushback here. But I mean, Assus just needs to keep pumping out his units. But he needs the elite Huskrull. He can't just go... Yeah, he needs to go elite to have more HP on them. The traps might be able to take out some Scorpions here. So no more Scorpion production. The Scorpions did well, taking out those Huskrulls. SS should be attacking these Scorpions. Yeah, there you go. He's attacking Scorpions with the Trebs. Wave after wave of Huskrulls coming in. And eventually they will overwhelm these Scorpions, that's for sure. Yeah, there you go, you see? 6+2 pierce armor. That's it, that's GG. Took a bit longer than expected because of those Scorpions, but... I mean, leader should call it here. Yeah, there you go. Very well played by SS, indeed. Those castle drops were tough to counter. He had to really hold on to his economy and go imp and then counterattack and take down those castles. But I am a bit disappointed with leader's play here. He's a very good player, and his macro behind it was really poor, I think. You don't need to lose so many wills, man. Just don't lose so many wills for a castle drop. Make it defensive. You have a better civilization in the long run, I feel. The Scorpions play amazing. Imagine if you have the economy behind it and you make that scorpion play with, a good castle in the middle here, controlling the map, taking a couple of relics, and the gods will spam. Of course, they will spam, but the scorpions are very strong unit. I think you should, if you dropped first castle, you didn't lose any wills. You started adding pressure. Um, he Exactly, that's it. The score split was amazing, but he didn't have any eco to produce them more. He dropped a castle after a castle. He lost so many wills on that. He couldn't build his eco because of it. He lost so many eco. 55 wills lost to 3, the ones that he killed. So the castle, the second, the third, the fourth castle did not achieve much. In fact, to me, it didn't achieve anything. The first castle, if was built even further against a wall, it would deny at least the neutral gold and the stone, the initial stone. If he built it against the gate, it will deny that stone. And that could affect the counter castle coming up from SS. He will have to buy stone to counter castle. And then he will have a tough time building a second castle and trap down the castle. So the first castle was good, but the positioning was a bit behind. Maybe just put it against a wall and you get lucky with denying a couple of resources. Um, and then just go back. Just go back your second castle, make it defensive or in the middle of the map to control the other resources and work on your eco. If you have a neutral gold here, you have a neutral gold there. Mass some champions. I mean, mass some champions, and you have 2 extra armor on them. And start massing before gods start spamming, and go in late castle age or early imp, because gods need the time. If you give them the time, you won't be able to stop the spam. So use that to your advantage. Teutons have a very good farm eco. I think their farms are cheaper, so less wood is consumed. Um, it was a good strat to drop the initial castle, but second, third, fourth, I think was not needed, and definitely should have focused on eco because this is arena. You gotta boom, you gotta have more wills, and you gotta play your game maybe early imp, late castle age, early imp. When you get that extra armor on your champions or two-handed swordman, already you had forced SS to play against his natural play. He had to go cav archers, right? And tech into scrum. The scrums would counter those cav archers because um, I don't think they get bracer, and they don't get thumbring. Um, they do get heavy cav archer, I think, gods, but they don't get thumbring and they don't get bracer at the last attack upgrade, and they don't get Parathon tactics either. So that play could have been better, much better. You counter the cav archers with skirms, and you tech into scorps and I don't know anything else. You know, scorps and champions. You know, that would be a good play. Anyhow, we'll move on to the next game now. All right, leader has Franks, one of my favorite civs, and SS has Mayans, one of my other favorite civs. Both civs, I love them. I love playing them, and they're amazing. Uh, Mayans have cheaper archers. They're Mesosiv, and they have amazing eagles in the late game with the El Dorado unique tech, which gives them extra 40 hit points, I believe. So their eagles are like, what, 100 HP, which is insane. Uh, Franks, of course, uh, the best cavalry civ in my opinion in the game, with the free upgrades on their mills, the horse collar and the heavy plow coming in for free, extra HP on their cavalry, so their early feudal scouts are stronger unless the opponent gets a bloodline. Um, very smooth civilization to tech into knights. They get the unique unit in the castle, which is the throwing axeman, um, which is a ranged melee attack. Obviously, that won't be a good play against mines because mines can mass archers quite a bit. This is Atacama. If anybody hasn't played this, the woods are in the middle and the war is usually in the middle. We sort of go across as well on the sides to go and raid from the sides, but normally there's a fight in the middle against each other's wood lines. Um, Mayans versus Franks. This is really a classic game of mobility versus slow push. Um, Mayans being the civ to slow push with archers and maybe eagles. Um, but in this case, I think they will have to go archers and halberdier pikes because of the Frank advantage on the cavalry. They can probably take out eagles very easily. So it'll be interesting to see how both players play. I know Leader is extremely good with cavalry play. He is a very good player with that. He can forward push with knights and rams. Very often I've been the victim of that strategy. And certainly SS is a good player with archers when he can mass them, and he can really slow push. He's very good with slow push. Um, he's going forward with his wills to look for a wood line. Why did he go all the way there though? Why can't he take this one? Yeah, I guess he's trying to wall up, and let's look at the. So that's leader's point of view here. Let's go on to SS. Yeah, he scanned that. I guess he's trying to wall up here and trying to make these three wood lines his. That would make sense because he's an archer player, so he needs a lot of wood. In terms of the maps, it's pretty much same for Atacama. The main goals are on the side. Barriers are in the back usually. So the early walling is kind of easy. You can sort of wall here for an early feudal rush or something, just temporarily. As you go into feudal age, maybe you can move forward and take a wood line here, but SS has gone in and taken up this wood line. There are three wood lines here, so he has walled up here. The only thing I don't like about this play is that if somebody can see this coming early, they can drop a couple towers, and that could really disrupt your economy. So I prefer to like take this wood line here, make a lumber camp, and then just wall up around it. I mean, it'll be tough for somebody to come around and put a tower there because you have a TC right behind it. In this case, you're basically surrounded from all three sides. You're open. Like if somebody drops a tower here or even here, you're sort of surrounded. So maybe do go here, wall up on the sides away from the wood line. But either way, this is Atacama, so any wood line is towerable. You go here and still the opponent can tower here. So it's like, okay, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. All right, so we are going into barracks. Leader already heading up to feudal age with 20 population. SS just clicked up with 21 population, which is a good play for archers. Is he going into gold early or not yet? No, not yet. Still going through his sheep. So I'm expecting a castle age, maybe a fast castle age from SS into some archers. As for Shahnawaz, I would love to see a Franks FC. I personally like doing that. Go straight into knights. No need to make any feudal army. But also you can sometimes go into scouts. I think he will go into scouts because he's really going 20 pop. More like 18 pop, 19 pop, sort of. Lost some HP on the scout. I normally like to not lose that HP because that could be my extra scout. Put it together with my scout build, and I produce 3 and I add that scout, and that's 4 scouts, which is very good. So try to avoid doing that. But I think got some TC fire. So SS senses that probably. Stables are coming up. 2 stables are coming up. Leader is definitely trying to go all in, I think, again. I did see him go all in on Atacama against Fussy the other day with a lot of scouts. And he had, at that time, I think he had a different civilization. I don't remember which one, but it wasn't Franks. It was a different civ. For this one, the Frank scouts are stronger. Definitely stronger. And I think if he goes for the attack upgrade on them with the blacksmith and he wants to go all in, he might be able to do some damage. But here comes SS. He sees 2 stables. He's going for 2 barracks here. Most likely making some pikes. Yeah, a lot of pikes coming up. So he expects a full-on rush from leader. I was pretty sure I saw a second stable somewhere. Mistaken? Or did he delete it? I can't tell. So it's only 1 stable. For some reason I thought there was a second stable. Market blacksmith is up. Leader is inching close towards the castle age resources, and he has really forced SS to make a lot of pikes, to be honest. Whereas, did he make a second stable or not? I'm confused here. He didn't make a second stable, but I clearly saw him making a second stable. Did he delete that? Hold on a second. I'm not dreaming here, am I? I'm gonna go back just a bit. Yes, he was building a second stable. What happened to this? He destroyed it. Okay, no wonder. Alright, we're back to normal speed here, so I wasn't dreaming. He was making a second stable and then he deleted it. But that was a late delete, man. You lost so much wood on that. Might as well let it go up. A lot of pikes coming out. SS has certainly delayed his castle age by making those pikes. He is not going forward lumber camp. I think that's a mistake. He can easily take this wood line. He has the scouts out, so he shouldn't be worried about getting harassed because SS will stay in his town to defend against these scouts. He should be taking this wood line in the front. He's being a bit too defensive here, and I feel that that's a mistake because that's a lot of, you know, inefficient lumber camp there and not a lot of wood there. 600-700 wood there. And about 500 there. That's about 1,000-1,100 wood there, but it's really not worth it. Go here. You have the scouts out. Don't worry about it. This lumber camp is coming down as well. So really, not a big commitment in the feudal age from both players, other than the fact that SS did end up making a couple too many spears there, which will delay his castle age timing versus leader. Leader is pushing towards his castle age timing. He needs more farms here to support knight production, so definitely should move some wills to food here, but his wood economy is a little bit behind because of those lumber camps, I would say. In Atacama, I think you can go forward on a lumber camp early. You don't need to worry about it because it's easily wallable. Look at this. I just walled it. No problem. Second staple coming up now. So leader is up and so is SS. Not a huge difference in timing there. But still, I mean, early castle age means knights will come out earlier. They should be able to take out these spikes. SS started creating archers. I think that's the key here. A mass of archers with botkin, crossbow, and some pikes to push back the Franks, because the Frank knights are strong. If they get the upgrades early, they can counter the archers as well as the pikes. In good numbers, of course. Leader is in castle age now. Doesn't have as many farms though. He needs more farms to produce knights from two stables. Some eagles coming out here to harass the eco. Leader will lose a villager here, I think, maybe. Yeah, he saves it. Leader sold his stone. Took some gold to make some knights there. $30 wills to 33. Leader is ahead in will count. One villager lost here. Two villagers lost by wait a second. Yeah, two villagers. SS going into crossbow attack. Does he have botkin yet? No, he doesn't have any upgrades on the attack there. I think he definitely needs that before crossbow. Maybe go fletching, because you can save your archers. He got the pike upgrade instead. Okay. No second TCs yet from both players. SS has the wood to go for the second TC, maybe on a wood line. A lot of pikes coming out. The upgrades are coming in for pikes mostly. I think leader can go and put a TC here is a better option here. He has the knights and a mangonel out. Small push coming in here from SS. And if SS finds this lumber camp here, man, that'll be devastating for leader. Is he going that way? Is he going that way? Because that would be a lot of wills lost. SS is taking into pikes. Ah, go the other way, man. You will find 10 villagers just asking to die. Leader going into some scorpions here. Oh boy. Oh, he moved it at the right moment, man. He moved them at the right moment. These are real nomadic people, moving lumber camp to lumber camp. Yeah, the wood situation for leader is really self-inflicted because he has a very good wood line here. A TC here would really stop a play like this from SS because the TC will protect you against this kind of play. Here comes a mangonel shot. A lot of archers lost. Another mangonel shot. I don't think SS is paying attention to this. He lost a lot of archers there. Well played from leader there. He was looking at that army moving right next to the buildings. SS pulling back now. He knows there's a mangonel there. Won't be able to push this any further. So SS has launched an attack here. He has lost a few pikes, a lot of pikes actually. He has idled some eco there. In the meantime, I didn't even catch this. The knights are over in SS's town trying to raid and idled his eco as well. Idle DC time for leader is less. 38 to 27 wills. I don't know why SS stopped making wills. Oh boy, that's a big hole. That's a big loss there. This is not walled properly. And leader lost a knight, but he did kill 6 villagers. Wow, that's amazing. So he managed to get some damage in there after such a long time. A TC coming in the front here against the main stone. Okay. Remember, Franks get cheaper castles. So, and I see leader is on stone here. He's making a defensive castle on his gold. Not a bad castle, but maybe a little bit forward here would be better, regardless. SS definitely looking for those lumberjacks, and they're all the way here. I mean, those are 10 will kills if he finds them easily. They won't be able to run away from that. There's a scout sitting there idle. There's a knight and two scouts killing a will here. So constant raiding going on here by leader. Oh boy, he just so as soon as leader sees that SS's military is coming closer to his lumber camps, he keeps moving away from it. That is hilarious. Another lumber camp goes up for the nomadic people of leader, the nomadic lumberjacks. Castle coming in the middle now. Very, very important that he doesn't get caught by SS again and loses all those villagers. Some throwing X-Men coming in because there's a lot of pikes there, but that's not enough numbers. They will die to this. Oh, in the meantime, leader killed some wills, but he's losing these important knights, man. Don't lose these knights. Get them out of there. The nomadic lumber camp. The nomadic lumberjacks have joined the castle build. I don't think SS saw that. Let's see. Yeah, SS doesn't see that just yet. He doesn't see that. His crossbow is raiding that. Yeah, SS doesn't see that castle yet. That's the throwaway of the knights, man. You have the castle. You just go and garrison in the castle. Don't lose those knights. TC coming up here now. Leader is ahead in the score. The issue is if you want to make throwing X-Men, one of your castles is defensive, so when you make your castle units, they sort of have to walk towards each other to join. Um, 18 military to 13 military, so not a lot of military right now on the field here. They did lose a lot though, 54 to 30. Leader did kill a lot more, 54 kills to 30 deaths, expected from Franks. The knights are stronger. Plus he landed some good mangonel shots earlier on the crossbows. SS is making counter castle, and the wood problems have been solved, but not a lot of farms here yet from leader. I'd like to see more farms to expand the eco. Both players are heavy on stone at the moment. In fact, no, SS is actually not that heavy on the stone yet. He pulled his villagers from that, and not much on the gold either. The eco KD is 10 to 7, so there's a an advantage there for leader. He killed 3 extra villagers. SS going into plumed archers, I guess. No, he has his military garrison there. Knights coming in here. +2/+2. Those are very strong knights. The 120 HP. Normally you will have a 100 HP knight. These knights are almost like cavalier HP. Some throwing X-Men and some knights coming in here. Depends on the micro now. Leader is going into the abandoned lumber camp. And SS is either going to raid around the town or he wants to save his military. That's a very good comp from leader though. That comp is unbeatable in Castle Age. Throwing X-Men behind and Knights in front. Leader sees this. Sorry, SS sees this, and leader is gonna walk right into those pikes without patrolling. A big mistake, man. Big mistake. Always patrol. Always patrol. Don't just move them like that. You gotta patrol your knights. I make that mistake myself a lot of times. You have to make sure that you patrol your units instead of just sending them in. So Imp is coming out for leader now, and he should be pressuring with the trebs, but he's gotta save his knights, man. You gotta save your knights. Save them to be able to go into Cavalier here. In fact, make more knights. Tech into Cavalier. You are ahead. 55 versus 59 in terms of recall. Not a big difference. In terms of quality of army, I think definitely better quality of army for leader with those knights because they have the full upgrades, and those are 15 knights. That's a good number. SS looking to go in and take out that castle, and he's nowhere close to Imperial Age at the moment. For some reason, leader has his villagers garrison and not working on the farms. I don't think he notices that. He has 5 villagers idle. Here comes the imp. Treb's coming out right away. Protective Mangano. A shot. SS is watching this time. Still a good shot there. Loses some pikes, but he's gonna lose this Mangano. The Scorpions might not be able to get that much in. That's a good raid. Killing the Mangonel, killing a few villagers there. As the fight goes on in the front, leader has lost a lot of knights there, man. He had 15 and he was kept on making. He had almost 20. He lost like 8 knights. He should be going forward with throwing X-Men. There you go. Just put the throwing X-Men to work. They're cheaper, and as this has a lot of pikes, you don't need to fight the pikes with your knights. There you go, Cavalier in. But even then, I don't think leader needs to go in. He just needs to stay near his trap. That's it. Just stay there. Put your throwing X-Men at stand ground and let them kill all the pikes and keep your trap safe. A lot of idle eco from Professor Leader behind this. His TC garrisoned. He is producing wills, but he forgot to ungarrison them to put them back to work. This castle might go down here. SS is gonna be housed. No, he's not gonna be housed. The eco difference is 18 wills now, which is a decent eco lead here for SS, but it's just that his castle went down, which means he doesn't have a lot of wood here. He'll need to take all the straggler wood. And Leader needs to keep on producing those throwing X-Men, I think. S is producing a lot of pikes now. Leaders, some villagers coming forward. They want to take that gold there, but looks like that gold is taken. He could take this gold. Main TC goes down for SS. That's a solid push from Leader. SS does have a lot more eco than look at that. That mining camp is epic. If I saw that, I would tower that gold first. Don't tell me nobody sees that. Amazing. They all work in harmony. Here comes a big fight. And okay, good. He did not patrol it in, but there's a lot of crossbow numbers. He should be able to take out those. Good micro from SS. Very good micro from SS. He did not let his archers get attacked by the cavalier, and that fight is lost big time, man. That's such a big loss for Leader. He had a good comp there, but there were a lot of pikes and a lot of crossbows. That was a good defense from SS. Very good defense. He microed it really good against the cavalier. He did not let the cavalier come near his crossbows. Leader is producing a lot more X-Men here, but the crossbow numbers are higher now, so that won't work. That's a very good lead in military numbers for SS here now. Despite the fact that these 5 villagers are taking the gold from the same mining camp. And nobody notices that. That was a very good fight for SS. He played it perfectly. Kept getting pushed on that castle, but he took his time. I think the main reason behind this is because Leader's economy was not really supportive of the 2 double gold comp, gold and food comp. His farming eco is not really that much, and he went imp as well, you know. SS just clicked up imp. He countered in. He countered it in castlage for the most part, you know, with pikes and crossbows. So he didn't have the superior force in terms of the upgrades, you know. Leader did. He had Frank Cavalier with +2/+2. That's a very good force. He's trying to raid now here, but definitely advantage SS here. The eco is almost the same now, 54 to 57. But Leader needs a lot more farms here. A lot more eco to support that. Leader has the food and gold right now to make a lot more cavalier, and I think he should really be doing that. That's his only win condition here, to keep SS's army busy in defending his base. So he needs to attack from all sides. He needs to harass the eco of SS with his cavalier and just not take a front up fight. Maybe even make a couple more mangonels and scorpions. A lot of military on the field from SS. 40 pikes with 20 crossbows. Leaders has 13 cavalier. He's going paladin with 13 cavalier. I don't think that's a good idea, man. Maybe you're better off massing more cavalier here instead of going paladin. I think you need numbers. That's your problem right now because SS has numbers, a lot of numbers. Cavalier and use some of that gold maybe to go scorpion like you did earlier. Because your eco is not really that strong for paladin, I'll be honest. You need at least 100 wills to support paladin protection to have that good mass of 30-50 paladin to counter anything that comes your way, you know. I would make more cavalier, raid from the sides, and just you know, try and make some siege to defend like you did earlier. That was a great defense with mangonel and a couple scorps. You managed to defend your base, and then you managed to attack with your cavalry. I think the same concept in the later stage of the game would work. Paladin is up. Let me take a look at the upgrade from blacksmith on them. +4, +4. That's a good. That's fully upgraded paladin, but the numbers are not there yet. The question is SS going to allow you the liberty to make more eco and mass more paladin? That's the question here. Because one-on-one, right now the numbers of the paladin will probably not survive this many pikes. That's 51 pikes. You can't survive that. Even if they don't become halberdiers, you won't be able to survive this with your numbers. You have one of the best cavalry unit in the game, but the numbers matter. We are inching towards that 30 mark of paladin, but I think adding scorpions is crucial here. You have the siege workshop, man. Make some scorps. Put them behind the paladins. Look at the number of pikes SS has. And he has the arbalest now. He has the chemistry now. He is stacking into halberdier. Yeah, halberdier is up along with full upgrades. Yeah, these paladins are toast with that military. Leader is trying to find more time, but here comes the death ball of halberdiers. I think they're gonna take down these paladins. They are strong, man. These paladins are insanely strong. I mean, he lost a shitload of them, though. He lost so many of them. He lost all of them. Come on. Come on. GG, my friend. GG. Scorps or even skirms would have worked behind these paladins. Even the monk came in to convert, I think. Leader trying to regather his army, but this ball of archers arbalest is not gonna. Yeah, that was a well put up fight. That was a good game. You always need a trash unit for those paladin, man. I think Cavalier was enough if you invested more into skirms. Skirms would counter the archers and would counter the halberdier as well, fully upgraded skirms. SS 20 wells ahead, so he's constantly building up on his lead here. Yeah, those paladins are on a suicide mission here. Oh, he's managed to survive quite a bit of them. He did manage to clean up a big amount of military here, but it cost him a lot. Cost him quite a bit, but he did manage to clear up that big army of SS. Scores are not that different right now. It's just that leader could have been in a much better position if he did Cavalier only along with skirms in the back. He would have been much better position because he will have a big mass of Cavalier instead of Paladin. You see, SS is making a lot of halberdiers, which are just, you know, trash unit right now. But leader is not taking into skirms. He should be taking into skirms. Again, he's gonna lose so many expensive paladins to these halberdiers. He's gonna convert a couple there. But yeah, this is pretty much the same mistake I do a lot of times. I don't take into a trash unit to counter these, and that sorts of take out the trebs. Some raiding has started here, but look at the gold count of SS and look at the resources for leader. Eventually, leader loses this battle. He needs to take into skirms. Is he doing anything about it? Not really. This is the time where you take into a trash unit like skirms and mass your master paladin behind it, and go in only when your skirms are in the front, taking down the helps, taking down the and stockpile that gold, and keep on making a lot of paladin. A lot of monks on the field, but in late game monk conversions really are negligible because of the amount of army on the field. Another fight here. Paladin versus halberdier. A lot of halberdiers here. These paladins should go down. Yeah, these paladins will be cleaned up easily. Yeah, this is eventually this is gonna happen. I mean, you can't fight all day with paladin versus versus halberdier. It's a similar mistake I make, and I can see how you get carried away with that paladin mass. You want to just engage, but it's really not ideal play here. If leader teched into skirms right when he saw that first fight, where he saw so many halberdiers, so many pikes, trapping down his castle here, pulled back and GG's called eventually. If he tacked into skirms, I think it could have been the other way around. Um, at the early stages, when he saw so many pikes from SS, very simple counter to Paladin. Paladin very expensive. You can't sustain that, especially with the 56 will count, and gold's pretty much out. Um, it was important that you played into skirms, played trash unit, and stockpile that gold and make paladins on the side to raid. I think that was the trick here in this game. But overall, very well pushed back by SS. He defended well again. He lost his castle. He lost his TC here on the stone. He was pushed back quite a bit, and there was a decent number of cavalry on the field for leader. He hit imp earlier. He started trapping down the other castle. Um, but a very good comeback from SS yet again to win this one, because I really didn't see how leader lost this game from the point where he had the castle in the middle and a good number of cavalry on the field, and throwing X-Men as well to counter the pikes. So in this situation, and similar mistakes that I make, the key decision is whether you want to go elite throwing X-Men with maybe skirms or uh, light cav, or do you want to go cavalier with skirms? I think cavalier with skirms would have been a great comp here to win. Keep the cavalier on the side, keep making skirms. You counter the halberdiers, you counter the archers, you force the mines player to go into eagles. Once he goes into eagles, then you bring your cavalry in the front. He goes eagle pike, you go skirm cavalry, and your paladin is so strong that if you take on a fight with skirms behind it, I think you win that fight against eagles and pikes. I think you definitely win that fight, because look at the paladin power that you took down so many waves of halberdier. You only lost because halberdier is trash and paladin is like very gold heavy, and you couldn't mass it. But if you massed skirms with it, I think you would have a much better result. And instead of spending all that gold on paladin at that moment, wait till later. Push back with skirms and cavalier. Mass up more cavalier, because your attack in Imperial Age will be pretty much the same. Um, Nevertheless, it was an intense game, I think, and SS again came back very strong from a very forward push, a very strong push by leader. Yeah, well, congrats to SS for qualifying for the um, semifinals, I would say, or rather the games for the first position. Him and Fussy will play for a best of 5 to claim the first position to go into finals. The loser will play the third spot, and the winner of that matchup will go into play uh, the finals. I think that's the way it is. In any case, amazing games, fun ones, and we'll catch you later.